Hi there. Welcome, welcome. My name is Stephanie Brusseau. I am a local educational services representative with Usborne Books More here in Western Massachusetts. And hopefully, as you are going through the Building Bridges conference, you are able to come and stop and take a peek at my exhibitor booth to take a peek at all the different programs we have to offer. I wanted to just take a minute to talk a little bit about the different programs that we offer, how they might be able to benefit your daycare or preschool or elementary school, and then talk a little bit, if we have some time, about um, some social emotional learning books. We have so many different books. If you're not familiar with Usborne Books and More, we have books from infants all the way up through young adult. I think really our most amazing books in our series lie in that kind of baby to early elementary age. So, really, these books are like the perfect for the ages of all the kids that you guys are working with. Um, we'll just see if anyone jumps on to join us. I think this will record for people to catch up with it later. Um, Hopefully, everyone is enjoying their day so far with building bridges. All right, well, I'll just keep chatting and we'll see if we pick up anybody as we go. But so we at Usborne Books and More, we have two different publishing companies that we work with. Our Usborne Books are out of England, and our Kane Miller books are out of California. And one of the really most unique pieces about our books is we try to make them really interactive and fun. So there's a lot of moving parts or flaps to lift or hidden flashlight pictures or activities within a book or audience participation books. Um, there's really, we try to make everything ready to draw kids in, to get them building that early love of books and reading, because as you guys all know as educators, that really sets children up for success with reading later in life. The earlier we can get kids to get their hands on a book and to develop a love of books and a love of reading, the easier of a time they have as they get into the learning to read stage and then continue that love of reading throughout their education. So getting kids involved in books early, we know is so important. So that's why we really try hard to make them really fun. So I work, you might have been familiar with our party plan business. Maybe you've been to an Usborne Books and More party in the past, but we also have an educational services department as well. So that's where I fit in. So I'm an educational services representative. I'm certified to work with schools, libraries, preschools, daycares in the area. And my biggest area that I love to work on is giving my schools and libraries really individualized attention. So when you work with myself as your educational services representative, you really get that one-on-one attention, um, whether it's scheduling in-person meetings so you can take a look at the books in person to see if something will fit your needs, helping you to figure out how you can get the best deal or to meet certain goals that your school or group has for fundraising. I'm really there as your go to person to kind of help you navigate the waters and to figure out recommendations, things like that. So that's pretty much the best part of it is you get kind of me as your main point person. You don't have to, wait on hold for somebody on the phone or worry that your emails are getting lost to a corporate email box. I'm local. I live here in East Long Meadow. I'm a Springfield College graduate, which I saw a lot of you are as well. And so I'm here. I'm here and available to help you guys out with things. So, the other part of it is we have a lot of different special programs, and they can meet your needs in a variety of different ways. So, I wanted to take a few minutes to kind of talk about the different types of programs that we have. So, the first essentially program that we have is we always are available for direct orders for schools and libraries. So if a school or library has budgeted funds that they would like to purchase books for their library shelves, for classrooms, and it's budgeted money, we can do a direct order that would ship directly to you. However, the more beneficial thing is if you have any grant funding or donation money, we have a matching grant program. So our matching grant program matches at 50%. So whatever you are purchasing, you get 50% of the value in that and free books. So it really helps you to stretch your dollar a little bit more. The minimum for that is an order of $250 or more. So if you're purchasing $250 with donated funds, grant money, um, if you spend 250, you get an extra $125 in books for free, which is huge, especially at schools where maybe your literary budget is a little bit on the smaller side. It really helps you to stretch your money a little bit more. One of the other things that I really love working with schools and preschools and daycares on are book fairs. So our book fairs are wonderful because there's minimal work from the schools. So I know a lot of schools in the area currently use Scholastic. Scholastic's great. My kids have Scholastic at their school. We buy their books too. But I know it does put a lot of burden on librarians or teachers or the PTO or whatnot to set it up. So for book fairs that you do with Usborne Books and More, I'm your point person to order the books for the inventory. I set the books up for the book fair. I man the book fair, depending on the size of the school. Sometimes I do ask for volunteer help to staff the book fair. I collect the money, I put through the order. All you have to do is pick out your free books. So really, book fairs with UBAM are so much easier because in reality, you are just helping to communicate with parents the dates, the details of the book fair, and then picking out your free books. There's not a ton of legwork on your part. So book fairs are really great. And if you are thinking, oh, I'm just a small preschool, I don't have the big bandwidth. You don't want to come to a small preschool. I love working with small preschools. And in fact, most of my small preschools will get around $500 in free books when they host a book fair at their school. Parents love, especially at preschools or daycares, to be picking up their kids and they see all the books and the kids get excited and they want to pick them out. And then, in the elementary school, the kids love to be able to go through everything and pick things out for themselves too, and sometimes coupled together with maybe parent teacher conference nights or a family event or something at the school where parents are in and shopping too can be helpful. And you get 50% of the sales from the book fair in free books for your school or for your classroom. So if you host a really big book fair at your school, maybe you sell $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 in sales at the book fair, you get 50% of that back in free books. So if you have a $5,000 book fair at your school, you're getting back $2,500 in books that you can pick from anything that's available in our catalog, and those can go out to any of your classrooms or school libraries or things like that. So book fairs are a really popular option for schools or preschools or daycares. We also have a reading incentive program called Reach for the Stars. So with Reach for the Stars, students are working to build regular reading habits. So Reach for the Stars, students are pledging to read 300 minutes over a 2-week time period, and they keep a log of the minutes they read each day. And then they also collect pledges from friends and family members. So it's kind of similar if you do like a jogathon or something like that. So parents, family members, they pledge the child a certain dollar amount, and then the child can pick out books, and either a percentage can go in the books to the child, a percentage can go back to the school. We can work on a balance of cash back. This program is really, really customizable, so we can tweak it and figure it out to see how it would best fit your school. A lot of schools will actually like to couple the two together. So they might start with a Reach for the Stars and then end with the book fair, because if students have a certain credit of dollars that they have gotten in pledges and then they want to spend it to buy books, they can come and pick them out live and in person at the book fair. So sometimes those are nice to be paired together. And then we also have fundraising programs. So sometimes maybe, you need more than just books. We have a really profitable fundraising program called Cards for a Cause. So our Cards for a Cause program, essentially students take pre-orders of different card boxes, and there's 5 different card boxes, all occasion. There's kids' birthday, holiday cards, thanks and blanks. And the card boxes are really nice. It comes with 30 cards in each box. And these cards are really awesome. They are like embellished and really detailed. There's like raised pieces, glitter. They all come with a matching envelope as well too. And so students sell them for a flat rate of $30 per box. And then the school keeps $17 per box as long as you sell 15 or more. So it's a 42% return on the sales. And it's really simple, easy fundraiser. So even individual sports clubs often enjoy doing these fundraisers, but it could be done school-wide as well too. So those are our main special programs. I did upload on the exhibitor booth some handouts with an overview of all the different services in a little packet, and then a flyer with some early learning books as well too. So definitely check those out. I really hope that I can help you guys to get more books into your classroom, get your kids really loving books and reading more too. So I don't think anyone is jumped on right now at the moment, but feel free, if you do jump on and you are hearing this, go ahead and pop a question if you have any in the comments as we go. I'll talk a little bit about some of our social emotional learning books. We have really tried over the last couple of years to focus on kind of our mindfulness for children category and really helping children to understand their feelings and emotions. Teaching lessons through books, I think, is one of the best things that you guys do as educators. And so many of you are so amazing at it. Pairing together a book with an underlying theme and then an activity or a discussion. Books are often a really great introduction to kind of get kids discussing and talking and thinking about a topic that maybe they wouldn't have thought of at first. So I'll just kind of highlight a couple of our different books that we have kind of in that category. So these are a couple books from our Mindful Kids activity book series. So this one is Hello Happy. It's for young people who sometimes feel sad or angry. This one is Stay Strong for kids who are experiencing bullying. And there's quite a few different ones in this category. And it's an activity book. So there's lots of different mindfulness activities to kind of go through to help kids work through these big feelings. This is such a popular series with counselors and therapists. I think school counselors and school therapists of my clients have really enjoyed using these to work with their kids. So those ones are really great. If you have little ones, maybe you're in a daycare or a preschool classroom. What if I Want to Be Kind is a nice board book. So nice thick pages. And it talks about different kinds. What if I want to be kind to my grandpa? I can call to say I love him. What if I want to be kind to the earth? I can clean up after myself. So some great little ideas for little ones. And then again, in that board book category, we have a first time feelings collection. This one is Grumpy Tortoise. There's also a Scaredy Cat, Steady Sloth, and Cautious Chameleon. So kind of introducing some early feelings with really nice bright pictures and simple text for the little ones to kind of help process through those first initial feelings as they get older. This one is kind of in that board book category, but it's a flat book too, which is really fun. So this one is called What Are Feelings? And so it is a great way to kind of introduce managing those emotions. It talks about what makes us happy, What makes us sad? And it's really interactive, right? Because kids are not just reading through the book, they're also lifting the flaps up to be engaged and more excited. We have so many amazing picture books that I think really help to exemplify um, relationship building, how to manage conflict or emotions. I'll just point a couple of them out. Fair Shares is a beautiful picture book that talks about how sometimes being fair doesn't mean that everyone gets the same thing, but they get what they need to be successful, which I think is a great message. Pink Lion is one of our picture books with a great underlying message that you don't have to conform to the crowd and that you can be proud to be yourself. Table Manners for Tigers is a really silly, fun picture book that talks about how maybe if you don't have good manners, your friends aren't going to want to spend too much time with you. But if you work on those manners and work to improve yourself, you might be better off in the end. Where Happiness Lives is a beautiful picture book. This is seriously one of my favorite books. But it talks about three mice, all from just different economic backgrounds, showing that we need to appreciate the things that we have and not be jealous of others. Because if you love what you have and you have what you need. There's some really pretty flaps and peek throughs and things inside that book too. And then Barbara Throws a Wobbler. This one is really fun. Barbara has a wobbler, which is essentially a big fat temper tantrum and bad feeling. And it hovers around her. And throughout the story, she learns that she's in control of the wobbler and she can make him shrink up and disappear. And then in addition to those awesome picture books, we also have some other great books about feelings. This book is all about feelings. It talks about recognizing different feelings, how we can look at body messages, how we can show how we're feeling, how we can change and manage our feelings. And then at the back of this series, I love, is that there are some notes for grown-ups. So some different tips for managing emotions and feelings at home as well. Okay. And then we also have really great activity books. I know I mentioned those Mindful Kids ones too. We also have one, there's an Unhurry and an Unworry activity book. So again, activity prompts inside, great for focusing and calming the mind. And we also have magic painting. Magic painting is paint with water, which is really, really popular, especially with the little ones, because then you're not getting messy with paint. But we do have a calm, we have an unhurry and an unworry one as well too. So they're just kind of calming patterns throughout to paint. And magic painting is a staple in our publishing company. So we have unicorns, mermaids, dinosaurs, all the popular ones for the little kids too. All right. I know you all have a busy day of conferences, so I won't stay on any much longer, but hopefully you're able to view this later on in case you couldn't jump on and catch it live. I hope you guys are having so much fun at building bridges. I'd love to chat with anyone who would like more information on how you can get free books for your classrooms or daycares or preschools, or if you're interested in any fundraising opportunities as well, whether it be for a sports team or your school or your daycare or anything like that. Like I said, I'm local here in East Longmeadow. I'm happy to help. So please just shoot me a message or an email, and I would be excited to help you get some great books for your classrooms. So have a great day, everyone.